Welcome everyone back to Bomber and Griffin. Today we're talking about, well, I'm not sure exactly what kind of film we're talking about today because I did not find the time to see it. But fortunately for us, Mr. Griffin here.
I came in clutch with the film watching, and I am proud to stand here talking to you today about a film called Donkey Punch.
Now, I've got an idea that a lot of people will not be familiar what Donkey Punch even means. I don't know if we should go into that.
I mean, it is quite an important plot point in the film.
Yeah, maybe
So
as you go through the
yeah,
film.
I'll explain it. So basically,
Well, you should explain it when we get to it. You just
okay. All right. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Just
I'm just gonna say it right off the bat. I actually really enjoyed this film. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, unironically, it was pretty good.
I got
the characters are a little weak, and but like the acting's pretty good. The story is actually like not that bad, and like all of the scenes are pretty good.
Okay.
The movie has an inherently ridiculous premise, but it takes itself very seriously, and it kind of works.
Really? Well, I got the poster and the bylines for the film. The sexiest, most shocking thriller of the year. This party is going overboard, and this is cutting edge horror.
I saw the posters, and I was expecting a completely different film to the one that's actually that has graced us all with its presence back in 2008.
Yeah.
Alright, so basically,
Yeah.
the
Start
plot
us off.
starts.
How does the film start? What do we open
The
with?
film starts with just some shots of like a sunny beach and stuff. It's all very epic. And then the first scene we get is a woman shaving her armpits.
What?
But there's already no hair there, and she just like cuts herself with the razor, and the scene's never brought up again.
Alright. Good start.
So yes, brilliant start. I was hooked.
I need to see where this goes.
Yes. And then like her friends come into the room, and then they do the whole expository like, oh, we're on holiday, let's fucking go out and day the holiday.
Just a bit of an exposition dump.
Yeah, it's not much of an exposition dump because I still had no clue what country they came from or what country they were even in.
Yeah, well, you
All I
mentioned just before we started that there's a lot of British accents.
Yeah, okay. So there's 7 characters in the film, and the 3 females we've met so far all speak in just the most British accents you can believe. Like, it's almost fucking Cockney British.
So am I correct to assume that the British have a bit of a fetish?
Possibly.
I didn't mean for that to rhyme, by the way.
Yeah. Basically, so
Yeah.
they go down to the beach. There's like 2 or 3 minutes of them just hanging out, talking and stuff. And then
Exciting.
these guys come over, and they start chatting up these girls, and like the girls are like, epic. There's some boys. Let's hang epic on this holiday. And then the guys mention they have a yacht.
Yep.
And there's 4 guys. Those are the other 7 characters in the film, and all of them have extremely thick British accents. So I'm like, are they British people who took a holiday in Britain? But
Well,
like the sunny beaches and stuff, I don't think there's a single place you can see sunlight in Britain.
Well, I may be wrong here, but I believe Britain always rains, and they've never seen the sun before.
Yes, that was what I was just saying. So I think it's just two groups of British people who just happen to be on vacation.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, yeah, that's not too out of the far-fetched. So we'll just move on from that. So basically,
Okay. Yep.
the three women go to hang out with these strangers on their yacht. But the yacht's like, the original plan was for it to just be docked in the marina. They were going to have a few drinks and bounce.
Yep.
But one, like, before they get on, one of the women who I don't, like I said to Blake before we started, I couldn't tell any of the characters apart except for a couple.
Yeah.
And that gets to be a real problem when dramatic scenes are happening, and I'm like, was he the character who did that, or was that character? Like, who? Which one of the two guys are brothers again? I never knew that, because they always say to one of the brothers, they always talk about his brother when the other brother isn't there. They never have those two guys on screen at the same time and say, hey, you two brothers, you do you, like, you're epic. Because two out of the four guys, two of them are brothers, and it's never actually explained which two.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously it doesn't make sense for the character to go, your brother, Jack, or, like, whatever, because obviously they already know whose brother they're talking about.
So it's very much reminiscent of, like, any teen horror film where you don't know who the kids are or whatever, you just want to see some blood and people be killed.
Basically, but the movie has...
I think it's an obligation of films like that to have very uninteresting characters.
Yeah. So basically, one of the girls, who we'll just call the three girls, Hoodie Girl, Kim, and Blonde Girl. So Hoodie Girl is like kind of the, less outgoing, because the other two are like, kind of party girls. And she's like kind of, the less outgoing one. So she's like, yeah, I'm not too comfortable about hanging out with a bunch of strangers on a yacht. And then they're like, no, just come on. I'm sure they regretted that later, but they convinced her to come on board.
Well, by the title of the film and the cutting edge horror and this party is going overboard, I'm going to assume she was in the right.
Yeah, basically. So they start just hanging out, and then one of the dudes starts playing loud music, and then
what's he playing?
One of the all of the music, I don't remember, but all of the music choice in this film is absolutely horrible.
Can you put it down to a genre?
It was like,
Gotta paint a picture for me.
Even make out any words, but it kind of sounded like, early 2000s pop.
Oh, okay. Moving along.
Yeah, it was not great music.
Unless they're playing Hey Ya by Outkast, then it wasn't good.
I wish. But yeah, they're like, okay, we can't play this while it's docked, or we're gonna have somebody complain. So let's just take this out in the water. And then all the girls are like, yeah, sure, why not? And I'm reminded of the scene in Always Sunny in Philadelphia when one of the character mentions buying a boat, so that way when he takes women on it, they have nowhere to run, so how could they say no? Which is basically what happens in the film.
Oh, Jesus.
But we'll get into that later. So basically, they're all having fun, like swimming in the ocean and stuff, with no life jackets or anything. There's not a single life jacket in this film. Very irresponsible. And then, because there's three guys, and over the course of the film, there's one of them. Oh no, there's four guys. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Yep.
And there's one guy. There's one guy who's like, he's pretty nice, and he's like, he kind of gels with Hoodie Girl, and the other three guys are just total douchebags from start to finish.
Awesome.
And one of them, I could tell who he was. His name's Bluey, and he was very round compared to the others. But the other two, I literally, over the course of the film, could not tell them apart once. because they're almost always in scenes together. And basically, like, they start chatting with Kim and Blonde Girl. And Hoodie Girl's talking to the other guy. They're kind of, they're having a good conversation. And of course, Kim and Blonde Girl start taking drugs with these people, like hardcore. Like they're handed just pills, and they're never said what they are.
That's what you do when you meet a stranger that you don't know. You go out on their yacht and you do drugs with them. That's how you get to know people.
That is true. They say that a stranger is just a friend you haven't taken drugs with yet.
Ah, yes, they always say that, don't they?
Yes. So basically, the girls start doing some pills, and they also do some of the least sexy drug in existence, which is crack. They just start smoking crack, and I'm like, wow, they did not take any convincing at all. But they both say that they've never done it before.
Really?
Yeah, they're just like, the guys are like, this is hardcore stuff, and then the girl's like, I'm hardcore, sure, why not? And then the other girl's just like, epic. I'll do something too. So basically, they're all super fucking high, and then they go below deck to the one room in the yacht that has a double bed. So I presume the guys were sharing it, because all the other rooms are described as guest rooms.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure the guys were all sleeping in the one bed, which I don't judge. But
Yeah.
And so basically, actually no. Earlier on in the film, they were talking about different kinds of depraved sex acts, and one of the ones they mention is called a donkey punch, and that. Like, based on the title of the film, you know that this one's going to be reintroduced. So basically, when a man and a fine lady are getting amorous, and he's behind her and having intercourse with her from behind, and then he just punches her in the back of the neck.
Yeah, so...
For fun, basically. I'm sure laughs are had by all involved.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that they're having intercourse from behind, in the wrong hole, and then punches them in the back of the neck, giving them a 50-50 chance that it either gives them the best climax of their life, or killing them.
Or the last climax of their life.
Yes. So, they made a film about this. They were like, they went to a studio and they were like, yeah, I'll greenlight that.
It's not a studio film.
It's not?
It was made and funded by these kids. It actually didn't make all of its money back, because apparently the film had a budget of $500,000, and it only made back $486. So go out and support this film.
I joke about stuff sometimes, but can you imagine putting $500,000 of your own money into this idea?
I think they just counted the yacht as buying the yacht as part of the budget.
Yeah, they just bought a yacht. That's it.
So I don't think they really minded, because nothing else in this film screams $500,000 other than the fact that they were in a yacht for most of it, and also the smoke crack. That was probably pretty expensive.
Yeah.
They just went down to their local crack dealer and just bought some for the film.
Bought some crack in a yacht. Money well spent. Oh, alright, we're supposed to film something. Just grab that camera over there.
Yeah.
So this is a documentary now.
Basically, yes. So basically, Blonde Girl and Kim are, they're having a time with two of the guys.
Time.
And then one of the guys is filming this acts, and the women, they're like, hell yeah, I'll be filmed naked having sex with strangers, why not? It's hardly the most bizarre thing that's happened in the film, besides the drugs and stuff.
Yep.
And that becomes a point of contention later in the film that the titular donkey punch performed on Blonde Girl is just...
It's using all the high grade, intricate words to describe a donkey punch.
Absolutely. So after this is it's caught on camera, and you kind of... Do you remember the shot from the trailer where, like, the camera is from the girl's neck's perspective and the guy punches? He punches at the camera?
Very vaguely. We found the trailer for this how long ago?
It was when I was at your place back in 2017.
Yeah? Yeah, well, that's when I last seen it, that trailer, and I, haven't got to see the film.
Okay, and now this is a 99-minute long film.
Yep.
And the donkey punch itself takes place at 39 minutes.
Yeah, right.
So the second, because the trailer portrays the film as basically, the trailer spoils the film completely. It's just, in chronological order.
Yeah.
The trailer's just the girls hanging out.
Yeah, I had a pretty good idea.
The guys. One of them getting donkey punch. And then the guys try to kill them.
Yeah, a bit of a plot change.
Yeah, so I was expecting the film to have a breakneck pace.
I like the idea that it's really. We killed one now. Might as well not stop while we're at it.
Yeah, no. That's not really what happens.
No?
So basically, this happens, and instantly everyone's like, oh no.
Whoops.
This situation has become quite serious. And so the guys are all, they're discussing what they should do about this.
Are they still naked?
There is full frontal male nudity in this film.
Ah, man.
And full frontal female nudity. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, up top.
We're not in the same room, so we both just clapped.
Yeah.
So it's the funniest thing because Hoodie Girl and Cool Dude are not in the room. So one of the guys, I'm pretty sure it was the guy who was filming, goes out to tell him, and his dick's out the whole time. And you can see it.
Hey, your friend is dead. Why is my penis still out? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, there's been a little bit of a situation downstairs. Can you, come down and check this out, mate? And so the dudes are, talking, and the girls are in a separate room mourning their friend, which, that's a bit out of character. But, moving on.
So it's Kim and the Hoodie Girl that are left.
No, Kim... Yeah, no, Kim and Hoodie... I actually realize now that Kim is the name of the blonde girl.
Oh.
But we're sticking with what we're sticking to.
Alright, doesn't matter.
Because I just remembered the name Kim because it's the one that said the most in the film. But now I realize that she's never actually referred to directly in the second half of the film. So maybe that has something to do with it. Yeah. They always talk about Kim, but not to Kim.
Yeah, cool Kim.
Yeah, Kim. So Kim and Hoodie Girl are, they're just mourning their friend. They're crying in a separate room, not doing anything productive. But the guys are actually trying to figure out what the situation is. And they decide on burying her at sea.
Oh, yeah.
They're like... And one of them says, I don't know if the other girls are going to be totally on board with this. And he's just like, yeah, we'll convince them. So...
I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, they get the girls, and they're in, the dining room or whatever. They're just sitting at the table. And they're like... They say to the girls, we've made a decision as a group to chuck her off the boat. And then the girls are like, this is the one of the best scenes of acting in the film, because the girls don't even believe that they're being serious. Like, when they say this, they're like, what the fuck? Like, no, you can't, like, say that. And then they're like, and then, no, there's only three of the dudes here. Because then you just see one of the guys walk past with the body, and the girls are like, what the fuck? And, like, they get up and have a huge argument while this guy's just chucking her off the boat.
Oh, God.
And, like, she's completely, like, wrapped up in, like, blankets and stuff, and there must be, like, a weight inside it, because as soon as she's off the boat, she just sinks like a rock. So,
yeah.
That's, like, I'm like, these guys know what they're doing.
They've done this before.
Honestly, probably.
There used to be 5 guys.
Oh my god!
Now there's only 4. Hey, you said these guys all sleep together in this yacht.
That is true. That sounds pretty gay. So basically, like I said, this film, despite its name, does not have a breakneck pace. It's actually pretty slow paced, and it takes itself pretty seriously in the second hour of the film.
Yep.
Or like the hour after the Donkey Punch, because there are no light-hearted moments like at all. Basically,
it doesn't sound like it.
It takes itself extremely seriously, but unlike Spirit, it actually works for this film because it's kind of like a ludicrous premise, but it's not funny as much as Spirit is. Like, it's like, okay, this is an odd premise, but I can take it seriously because the film does.
I can't believe the director was like, I'm gonna try my damned hardest to make a good movie out of this.
And he did alright. So
That's
basically,
crazy.
the girls are horrified by what has transpired.
I would assume, yeah.
And so they get into like a huge heated argument, and then the guys are like, just sit down and have some dinner, mate. It's like 8 o'clock at night. We haven't eaten yet. So they're like,
just throw this buddy overboard, and they're like, girls, just chill
That's
out.
like-
There's nothing to discuss.
like-
Let's have some dinner.
there's like a little bit of like there's time between these two events. I'm trying to remember the exact. I believe it's that's after the dinner scene, so we'll get into it in a moment. So basically, the girls sit down, and they're sitting like, because like the table's like, it's got chairs again like outside, but then there's like chairs that are up against the wall, and like those are the wall chairs.
Yep. Yeah, I've got an idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the girls are sitting on those chairs, and they're like beset on all sides, so they can't actually leave the table.
Yeah.
And then Bluey, the rotund man that I mentioned earlier, starts just like saying, like, he's obviously like very drunk, or maybe he is just that much of an asshole, but he starts saying how they should just do it again to these girls. Oh, and it's also worth noting that Bluey is the one who has the tape of the girls, and he plans to sell it as like a snuff film.
Oh.
Whereas the other guy, because Bluey was not the one who did it, so the other guys are not on board with this plan because one of them committed a crime.
Yeah.
Well, actually, all of them committed a crime because they were all on crack at the time.
Exactly.
That's besides the point. So, but then, like, he starts kind of molesting one of the girls, and so one of the girls picks up a butterfly knife that was just on the table and stabs him with it.
Whoa! What a bit of a jump.
Yeah, I'm like, they were eating dinner, so it would make sense if it was like a regular knife.
Yeah, like a steak knife, but no,
It's a butterfly knife that was on the table. It was like, it's not like one of the guys had this in his pocket. He had it on the table where she could just grab it. And presumably it must have been open, because she just picks it up and stabs him in like one swift motion, unless she is just that fucking good that she can open a butterfly knife and close it, like, the handle perfectly.
Yeah, but we don't know her history. You know, she's been cut with armpit shavers before, so...
It is worth noting that it is Hoodie Girl who does this.
Oh, it's Hoodie Girl.
She's like, you know, it's like, what? Because, and then Kim is like, what the fuck? Why did you do that? And like, all the dudes are like, oh my goodness, this situation has not transpired how I planned.
Yeah, I don't know how they would have thought it would have went down. They're like, oh, we'll just kill her and have some dinner, man.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't know her. It's fine.
And then basically, Kim and Hoodie Girl run out of the room because all the dudes are less concerned with catching them than they are with trying to save their friend, because he was stabbed in like above, like not quite in the shoulder, but like above his lung, so it didn't like hit a vital organ.
Yeah.
But like he's still basically fucked.
Okay.
And then so the guys are like, oh my god, how do we help him? And then they're hanging out and they're like, where the fuck have the girls gone? And you find out the girls have jumped onto like a lifeboat or dinghy or whatever, and they're trying to get away.
Yeah. And
they get about 20-30 meters away from the boat until they realize the dinghy has no onboard motor. And it just cuts to the fact that the onboard motor was just removed and it's just in the engine room, which comes up again later.
Yeah.
Because it is worth noting that at this point in the film, I knew that the cover, or like one of the posters I saw was of an onboard motor covered in blood.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, who gets killed with it? And, but it is also established that the dudes have a gun, and like, so they know how to use it because like they've practiced with firearms before.
Yeah.
Which makes me think they're not British, but, you know, whatever. It might be that this film takes place in Florida or whatever. Or, well, it actually takes place in the ocean, but you know what I mean. So basically, the girls are just floating out. They're drifting at sea, and they're like, what do we do? And then Hoodie Girl just lights up a flare, and then it's like, oh, cool. We're in the boat that can't move, and they're looking for us in the boat that can.
Oh, God.
So they light up a flare, and, you know, pretty quickly, the guys in the yacht see this and bring the yacht over. And they're like, yo, dude, uncool. That's our dinghy. Come on, like, give it back.
That's what they're upset about.
So
I like to imagine they're as casual as you say they are. Come on, man. That's our dinghy. That's not cool.
Yeah, and then one of the girls fires a flare into the chest of another one of the guys.
Whoa!
So currently, these women have killed two of the guys when the guys have only killed one of the women. So basically, the women are the villains of the film.
Yeah, I'm not sure which side you're supposed to back.
Because they are killing these guys. Like, Bluey kind of deserved it because he, you know, was going to rape them.
Yeah.
But, this guy was just, like, pulling her up onto the boat because his mates asked him to. And also, he was on board with it, so I guess, But, like, why stop killing them at this point? Because then they just, like, the other two take them and lock them up in one of the rooms.
Yeah.
While they're like, oh, well, fuck, now we got two bodies to get rid of. And, no, actually, I remember, because this is when when they come back, when they bring the girls back to the boat,
yeah,
one of them just has a double-barrel shotgun pointed at them.
Whoa!
And he is the one they shoot. The one holding the gun.
Yeah, well, yeah, that makes more sense.
It makes sense now that I remember it.
It's not just this guy trying to help him up.
Well, he's not trying to help him up. He's trying to bring them into the boat against their will.
I like to imagine he was black and really nice. And they
Nah,
just shot him in the chest.
they're all white in the film.
Oh, so
Very racist.
They're all monsters. Yep.
Absolutely. So basically what happens is the girls are just locked in like one of the bedrooms or whatever, and they break a window to try and get out.
Where are they gonna go?
Just out of the room, I guess, is the plan.
Yeah.
But so one of the, I believe it's Kim who breaks the window. No, it's Hoodie. No, okay. They actually get into a fight because, like, they both blame each other for the situation they're in, which really doesn't seem like the issue at heart here.
Yeah.
Whose fault this was. Because, like, both of them blame the other one, because obviously Hoodie Girl was the one who didn't want to get on the boat, but she is the reason the guys kind of want to kill them now.
Yeah.
Which is fair. So, and then they're like, okay, alright, we have to be a solidified unit here, or neither of us are getting off this boat.
Yeah. Yep.
And so they decide to break the window, and then I believe it's Hoodie Girl who climbs out, and she gets a shard of glass in her leg, and there's like a 2-minute scene where it shows her trying to get the glass out of her leg while the guys are trying to, like, because they've barricaded the door from the inside, so the guys are trying to get in it shows her leg, and the blood and stuff effect, it's like done with practical effects. It looks pretty fucking good. Yeah. Like, it's a massive gash on the side of her leg.
Yeah.
And oh wait, no, it is Kim who gets the gash on her leg. I remember that. So there's like, she's trying to like wrap it up in like a blanket or whatever, which wouldn't really help that much, but I guess they don't have a better option.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and then they climb out, and so because they climbed out of that room, and they're just on like you know how a GTA yacht is laid out with those walkways along the side?
Yep.
Yeah, they just escaped onto there, and so now the dudes have no clue where they are on the boat.
Alright.
And, Bluey, the guy who had the tape and currently has a knife in his chest, is just like in another one of the bedrooms, and he's like unconscious kind of, but he's still alive.
Yep.
And they take the girls take the tape from him, because obviously it's made very clear to them that they don't know who these guys are, and they can't prove anything happened without the tape. So that's like kind of a point of contention for the rest of the film about who's getting the tape.
Okay. And
so the chicks take the tape, and then the guy who actually did the donkey punch comes in, and he's like, "Mate, Bluey, give me the fucking tape, mate." And Bluey's like, "I don't have it, dude. This is cooked, mate." And so the guy kills Bluey. He just pulls the knife out and lets him bleed to death. Because they'd left the knife in, because I guess it was plugging the gap, like the hole.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what you're supposed to do. But you're also supposed to get the medical attention.
Yes, you are.
Which hasn't happened yet, and it's been like... I guess it's only been 20 minutes. He can hold out for a little while longer. But basically... And then one of the girls, I don't know why, it is Kim who does this, because Hoodie Girl and Kim have split up at this point.
Yeah.
And Kim is like, "What the heck are you doing? He doesn't have the tape." And then, like, the guy, after he's killed Bluey, he's like, "How did you know he didn't have the tape?" And so it's like, brilliant. Good job, Kim. Why would you care if they killed this dude? So now, Kim, because the guy... Oh no. Okay, Kim had the shotgun, and she was pointing it at the guy. And so basically they hold this guy hostage for a little while.
Yep.
Because he has the keys to the boat. so that they can, get to shore and report this absolute bloodbath to the authorities.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I don't know how anyone's innocent in this.
I mean, Blonde Girl didn't really do anything wrong, except die, which set these events into motion. So maybe she's the most at fault.
Maybe. This plot's starting to jump all over the place for me. I'm starting to lose you a bit.
It's alright, because we're getting towards the end. So basically, Kim is holding the guy who did it hostage, and the cool guy who was, with the others.
Yep.
He's just like I don't remember what he's doing, but he got himself locked in the engine room. I think one of the girls did it, but I don't remember that scene. Coming up. And he's like basically suffocating to death because of all the fumes that are coming up in the room. Mm-hmm. And then like and then I remember the guy who's being held hostage just kind of bluffs his way out of it because he doesn't imagine the girls will shoot him, which is a dodgy assumption at best, that they won't shoot him because they have killed and they will kill again.
Yeah.
So basically, but he's right. He just gets close enough that he can just grab the shotgun.
Alright.
And so he has the shotgun, and then he lets his friend out of the engine room, and then cool guy is like, dude, what the heck? We don't have to shoot them because you're a criminal. And like, so far everyone who has died has pretty much deserved it except for Blonde Girl.
Yeah.
So like, and like, the cool dude and the evil dude start wrestling, and the cool dude has the shotgun, but he's like just kind of holding it, and Kim is like on the ground in the fetal position. I'm just describing the situation because it becomes important. And then basically, they're right outside the engine room, and the engine room has two entrances, and Hoodie Girl comes in through the other entrance and just sees a crack in the door. And basically what she sees is the shotgun right next to Kim, and that's basically it. So Hoodie Girl, not considering any other options for even a moment, picks up the onboard motor and just charges out and fucking gets the cool dude in the back of the neck with it.
The cool guy?
Yeah. The one she because he's the one holding the gun at the time.
Oh, fuck.
And then Kim's like, dude, he was the one trying to help us. And like, obviously, at this point, evil dude, he's like, I don't even want to kill you anymore.
You girls are batshit.
This situation got way out of hand 2 hours ago. I don't even want to kill you anymore. I just want you to get the fuck off this boat. And then Hoodie Girl, it's like explained to her that she has just murdered a man who didn't do anything wrong over the course of the entire film. And so the two girls, she just runs up to the top deck of the boat, and the other girl's like, what are you doing? And then she just jumps off, and then when she hits the water, there is a sound effect that I swear to God is the same sound effect that Minecraft uses for fall damage, because she just killed herself.
Oh my god, how?
She just jumped and belly flopped her, she just landed on her neck in the water, and there's just a crack to say oh yeah, she died from that.
What a way to go in a film called Donkey Punch.
Yeah, she. I mean, it makes sense because at this point, she's killed 3 dudes. She has killed 3 people, so I'm pretty sure they get back to land, and then they're like, "Wow, this whole situation was caused by this, but I don't see how it got to this." And there's 3 dead dudes. So basically, it's just Kim an evil dude left, and they're like, let's just take the dinghy, to land, and just go our separate ways. Never mention this again. And Kim is apparently on board with this.
Okay.
Which is odd, but so they get down to the dinghy, and Kim, like, we as the audience see it.
Yep.
But the other guy doesn't. But, like, as the dinghy goes out, presumably with the onboard motor attached, which they're now because it is worth noting that after the onboard motor incident, everyone is drenched in blood.
Okay.
So I don't know what their plan is when they get back to land, but it should definitely be to get a shower.
Yes.
Or they are gonna have to answer some hard questions. The dude doesn't see it, but Kim grabbed a piece of rope that's attached to the boat, and the end of it is tied into a noose, like an actual noose.
Okay. And I like where this is going.
Okay, I can see where this is going. And then when they're both out on the dinghy, the guy just pulls out a pocket knife and he's like, Kim, just give me the bloody tape and we'll ditch it into the water. And she's like, no. And then she puts the noose around his neck, solidifying the last kill of the film. As she timed it perfectly, because the noose has like just become taut enough from being far enough away from the yacht.
Oh my god.
The film ends with her not, like, kind of just with a very determined face just floating away from the yacht, which doesn't seem like much of a fucking victory at all, because everyone is dead. Because, like, over the course of the film, I was kind of expecting Hoodie Girl, like, before she started killing everyone, I was expecting her to be the one who survives, because she's, like, the innocent-ish one, because she's the one who didn't want to go on the yacht in the first place. And she would have survived, but she killed herself. And, like, because this film, like, I quite enjoyed watching it, but now I don't remember that many things that happened in it, because it, like I said, the second hour of the film is basically all the characters arguing and then occasionally killing each other. Yeah.
As you do.
No, but, like, I think you and I can both agree, Hoodie Girl is a complete psychopath, because, sure, if, like, she thought that they were going to shoot Kim, but she couldn't see any better weapon than an onboard motor.
I think she deserved it.
Yeah, she deserved to die, and, like, the funniest thing is when she hits the water and it's just crack.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I'm almost upset that I didn't see this now.
Yeah, no, my final verdict is a 9 out of 10. Actually, that might be a bit generous. I'll give it a 1. A 1 out of 10.
1. A bit generous. I'll give it a 1.
It was like a pretty. I quite enjoyed it. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Me describing it, I don't think did the film justice.
So, would you recommend it to a friend?
I would recommend it to other people.
And would you watch it again?
I reckon I would. I would have a vague idea of
who
the characters
pause.
on.
That was a long pause. Would you watch it again?
Yeah, no.
Yes.
I would watch it again. It's not awful.
Not awful. 1 out of 10.
Exactly. Put that on the cover
I'd like
of the
to
box.
consider 5 as average. Gets a 1. Oh my god, Donkey Punch. Jesus Christ. I think
after all these years, we've finally spoken about it at detail.
Yeah. So we talked about Donkey Punch.
We did.
That was
Well, basically, I talked about
You
Donkey.
talked about Donkey
You
Punch,
listened.
and I just took in the magic of what you seen last night. Um,
Yes. Well,
so,
technically, it was this morning because I watched it at like 3 a.m.
Jesus.
Uh, so epic.
All right, so I got some other movie news here if we want to bounce around through that for a bit, just to pad out the rest of this time, because there's
Yes.
some other stuff I would assume some people are interested in hearing our thoughts on. The first one I've got here, and what I wanted to talk about probably the most with all the new movie news we have, is Robert Pattinson's Batman. Have you seen anything on this?
If you're talking about like a trailer or anything, no, I haven't.
So they gave
But
us.
I only basically all I know is just that he's going to be Batman. I haven't seen any footage that's been released.
So they released a 30-second teaser that was just all red and stuff, and you kind of see the Batsuit. He basically looked exactly like Daredevil, and then the paparazzi sneaked in a set photo, and we actually got a proper look at the suit. I'll just so that should just come through in a second.
Yeah, I see it.
All right,
The
so
suit looks pretty alright.
yeah, there's his cowl was very much reminiscent of Robert Pattinson's. Sorry,
It is Robert Pattinson.
It is Robert Pattinson. I'm sorry, my brain is shot to pieces at the moment. Donkey Punch is just throwing me through it.
Absolutely.
The ears are what kind of throw me off because they look like
Yeah, they
something
look.
you buy from China, and 16
Yeah.
weeks later it finally arrives, and it's nowhere near as cool as you thought they were going to be when you put it on your
Yes.
cosplay.
And all of the people who handled it had corona, so now you do too.
Yep. The shoulder pads are like fucking like a motorbike fucking suit.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
don't-
he is on a motorbike.
Yeah, but I don't know how I feel about them. They're kind of I'm neither here nor there with them. Then you've got his gauntlets with all these
They have a bunch of pens strapped to them.
yes, he always
Which is
needs
helpful in
to
case he needs to write anything down.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, signing autographs as well. They're
yeah,
very
exactly.
come in more handy
Very
than you
handy.
think. Yeah.
Yes.
I think they're maybe something electrical. If they're like electric gauntlets, you punch someone, they're fucking. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. He's also got the little like knife blade thingies off the end, which are reminiscent of the Dark Knight ones. I don't think those ones are anywhere near as good. The bat symbol
they
itself's
yeah.
fucking. I'll just get this other
Anorexic.
photo. No. Well, there was this stupid theory that I heard that the bat symbol itself is made out of the gun that killed Bruce Wayne's parents.
Well, it kind of looks like it's made out of a gun.
Yeah, so I've just sent another image close up of the symbol, and I don't know. I like to imagine it's some sort of battering you can pop out and throw, but
Yeah, because it definitely looks like well, it definitely is a separate piece. It's not like
yeah.
just a pattern on the suit.
He's also got this popped collar around his neck. That's
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it kind of.
It doesn't really rock that look.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It's for me. I'm getting the same vibes that I did when I was first looking at Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. It could be really good, but it could be really bad. I don't know.
And
But-
I don't think DC can get two victories. Oh, and they've made films since Joker, but let's not talk about those.
I like a film like this where it takes a big swing and a miss rather than one that doesn't try at all and stays safe. So I want
Is that-
want them to keep
yeah.
making things like this. The Batbike though, that's a little bit fucking
It
old
doesn't
school.
even look like a bat bike. It just looks like a regular bike.
It's just got these tiny little bat ears.
Yeah.
And I like that on the ears on his cowl. He could probably poke someone's eye out with them. That'll be effective.
Just fucking charges them head first like a bull.
He's the rhino.
Yes.
So the photo I sent you with him on the bike, that one is a stunt double inside the suit because he's got the mocap dots on his face, and I'm pretty sure the cape will be added in post production. So
I was wondering why he didn't have a cape.
yeah,
And I was also thinking that didn't really look like Robert Pattinson, how I remembered him.
yeah, he looks exactly like bloody Ben Affleck.
He kinda does, yeah.
I'm just gonna find the.
Is that where Ben Affleck's finding work now that he quit the DCU?
Yeah, still Batman.
Yeah, he's still Batman. Yeah, joke's on them. He's still Batman, and he gets to do all the cool scenes with Batman.
Yeah. So, the one thing I did take away from this teaser was that I love the soundtrack, and I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just sent the link to the tiny teaser that we had seen, and the teaser gives me a lot of hope. The soundtrack, at least. His design, so much, I'm not too sure. He looks like Daredevil from Netflix.
Yes, he does. I thought you meant he looks like Daredevil from Daredevil.
No. That's a different Ben Affleck film. Otherwise, the score gives me a lot of hope.
Definitely see where people are coming from when they say the battering looks like it's made out of a gun.
Yeah, I don't know about the theory that it's the gun that killed his parents. That sounds a bit fucking stupid.
Maybe it is just two guns, and he is just going to shoot a man. Like, he just shoots.
Yeah.
Because if he just shoots people, I'm going to be upset. Because, like, people always say, like, some versions of Batman do that, but, you know...
You know what's really funny?
Where he is today is pretty famous for not killing people.
So, because everything just has to be connected. Speaking of the 2003 Daredevil film, the guy who plays Bullseye in that film, Colin Farrell, is the Penguin in this new Batman film. That's not a joke, that's true.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't mind that casting.
Yeah.
But this film's supposed to be very much more, like its tone is supposed to be more directed towards how Batman's detective side and seeing more of that fleshed out.
I would like that.
Yeah, no, I like that idea too. To have him actually try and solve some shit.
Yeah, because if I want to see Batman beating shitloads of dudes up, I'll just play Arkham City.
Yeah. No, I very much like the idea, the direction. I'm not sure how I feel about the suit. It might grow on me yet. But,
yeah.
The Batman.
I mean, like, if you saw, like, an actual, like, saw it with the full cape and stuff, maybe it would look a lot better. But, like, the picture on the bike, without the cape, assuming he doesn't just have a suit without the cape, which, you know, makes sense, because Batman has, like, 600 different suits for very niche situations.
Oh, yes. The zebra suit. How could anybody forget that?
He also has the shark repellent bat spray, along with other aquatic.
Yeah, I love it because it's right next to like 4 other cans of different anti-repellents.
Like, in his helicopter.
Yeah, his helicopter of all things.
Yeah, it's not like amazing. These cans are in his boat or something.
That is just a perfect example of how Batman has been prepared ever since the 60s for anything.
Yeah, Batman really does plan for anything.
So yeah, I like the direction. I'm pretty sure it's just called The Batman, and it comes out next year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't think we should really touch on Pattinson as the new Batman. I think he'll do a great job. I'm still yet to see the Lighthouse.
Thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm still yet to see the Lighthouse, which
I haven't seen it either.
I want to see it really bad.
Yeah, I have heard it's pretty good.
The next thing I have is from the Oscars, because we didn't get to mention that or talk about that at all. Parasite won the best film of the year.
It did. I haven't seen Parasite, but I
haven't seen it either.
Good.
Yeah, it was good.
And I mean, if it won Best Foreign Film and Best Picture, it must be pretty decent. Especially because,
Yeah.
like, 2019 had some pretty fierce competition in terms of
Mm.
Best Picture. Like, was Joker, Rise of Skywalker, Cats.
It just kept getting worse. I was happy to see Joaquin win Best
Yeah.
Actor, and I just loved it because he came swinging with another speech that made everyone feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of the I didn't
So,
watch the Oscars. I just know that
so
Joaquin won Best Actor in
Joaquin took advantage of the fact
Parasite.
that he had an opportunity to speak to everyone, and went on to talk about how society is screwed up because we just like he started talking about calves and drinking cow milk and how we just steal that from cows when it's supposed to be for their calves and how
That's
we're
their
a polluted
problem.
society and a bunch of weird things like that. All of a sudden it was like 1 second he's thank you and then the next it's cows and milk, guys. We're stealing milk that should belong to calves, and we just deem
You
this
see,
ours.
this would have been hilarious if he was just chugging a 4 liter jug on stage.
That would have been so good. And then he ended it with a quote that his brother said to him a long time ago, which was really nice to see. But otherwise, Brad Pitt won Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I thought
Yeah,
was
that's pretty good.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I
wait,
love
have
that
you
he got
seen
that.
it?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen it
Oh,
multiple
yeah.
times.
Yeah, no, I only saw it the once in cinemas, but I really quite enjoyed that film.
Oh, and he punches some hippies, man. I love Brad Pitt.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Otherwise, I don't have anything really else to touch on with the Oscars. Uh,
Yeah.
the next thing I got here was the movie that came out this week was The Invisible Man. Uh, apparently, this is another swing at Universal having a go at their dark universe. Fucking
Are you joking?
no, I'm not. And this movie was reportedly good.
Yes, that like I saw a video of a guy watch he just posted a review of it and was like, I've never heard of this film. So I just clicked on it and he opens a video with like I was expecting this to be bad, but it was pretty good. And I was like, oh okay, cool. And I stopped watching.
Yeah.
Um
Um,
but yeah, I had no idea it was part of the Dark Universe.
yeah, well,
Um
a lot of people assumed it was H.G. Wells's Invisible Man. They were going to kind of recapture that, but no, it's done more as a thriller and a horror. And I suppose you could make your money back very easily, considering there's no one fucking there. Your budget,
Yeah, they just have no one playing him.
yeah. So,
That's
uh,
one less A-list act you have to cast.
yeah. But it was something to do with like an ex-boyfriend that was kind of crazy, and then he was deemed dead, but apparently he's found a way to make himself invisible, and he's going after his ex or something.
Pretty sure it's just called Being a Ghost.
Yeah, yeah, that works too. Um,
Um, but I guess a movie called The Ghost has less intrigue than The Invisible Man.
yeah. So that came out, did surprisingly well. Something else
Also,
that did surprisingly fucking well was
it's
the
Sonic.
Sonic. That's exactly what I was going to talk about.
I was wanting to mention that that's actually reportedly not that
Fucking
bad.
amazing. That's what I fucking heard. It's just
I haven't
smashed
heard
out
it
of the
was
park.
fucking amazing, but I've heard it was pretty good. But like the thing is, like, I don't want to see it. This still, if it was the old design, I would have been in cinemas day one. But the
Yeah,
new design, I kind of lost interest.
yeah. Apparently, it's really good, and a sequel is already in development.
Of course
Shit's
it is.
happening.
I hope it involves Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, apparently Knuckles, Shadow, Tails, stuff like that's all coming. I haven't seen Sonic, but I heard it was really good.
Yes.
Uh, so yeah, you could take a small child to the cinema to see that. That would work.
Yeah, apparently he does a Fortnite dance twice in the film.
Yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog has been a much bigger success than a lot of people expected. But the film's been dominating the weekend box office 2 weeks in a row.
Much to Birds of Prey's dismay, which apparently did way fucking worse.
Yeah!
Which is a great thing.
Well, apparently it's good.
Not better than Sonic, apparently.
Yeah, it's a shame. See, what I think where Birds of Prey failed was that they made the film 18 plus, and its demographic is much younger than that.
Yeah. And they also nixed Jared Leto's Joker, which I think was a poor decision.
I'm gonna ignore that. I know that Ewan McGregor has an absolute blast playing Black Mask in the film, though. I'm not sure.
Ewan McGregor has fun in all of his movies.
He's just great. I just love him, man. He's been on a roll lately. He came in, he did Doctor Sleep. He's now done Birds of Prey, and the Obi-Wan Kenobi series will be coming soon.
I was wondering if they were ever going to make that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's a series like The Mandalorian coming. And The Mandalorian was really fucking good. Best thing Star Wars since the original trilogy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Birds of Prey didn't do so well. But speaking of The Mandalorian and Star Wars, the last bit of news I have here is that the new Star Wars movie still scheduled to release in 2022. It still includes 3 untitled Star Wars films for December of 2022, 2024, and 2026. Are they crazy? They're doing it again!
Sorry, I kind of lost interest because I was playing Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, fuck's sake! Alright, so it's ending here.
What's Raid Shadow Legends, you
Alright, goodbye,
Only
everyone.
the most ambitious mobile RPG game.